if you're making good content and not yet seeing viral results, you should stop what you're doing and listen for a second. I've been making videos for years, and for the first year, I never got the results I wanted because I struggled with this one important thing, making a thumbnail. I used to think that making good content will get me in the algorithm and get me the millions of views I was so desperately after. However, you don't have to go through that. With a wave of new AI tools appearing, I discovered an AI thumbnail maker designed to create viral thumbnails in a matter of seconds. You just type up a prompt or upload a thumbnail you like, and this AI tool will bring your vision to life in an instant. So instead of learning how to create a thumbnail or paying for way overpriced thumbnails that might not even work, why not abuse the power of this AI thumbnail maker and watch your YouTube videos skyrocket with little to no effort. Today we're looking at Pixels, and here's how to use it. So there's two main features that we will be looking at here on Pixels. The first one is the prompt to thumbnail generator, and the next one is the recreate feature, which allows you to paste a YouTube link and you'll be able to recreate any thumbnail you want. We'll start off with the prompt to thumbnail generation. First, you want to type in a prompt. Now, in order to get a prompt, you do need to have a video topic in mind. For example, the topic diving with sharks, or anything to do with sharks in general and diving, seems to get a lot of attention and a lot of views. As you can see from the first 3 videos, they do get millions of views. For example, this one here has 25 million views. And what do they have all in common? They have a shark in the thumbnail. So keeping that in mind, I've created a prompt around sharks and diving in general. So my prompt is a man swimming underwater looking terrified at the camera while a shark looms menacingly in the background. Very simple and straight to the point. You don't need to overcomplicate the prompt too much. And then you can click the generate button, and then after generation, it has now generated this thumbnail here. What we can do is click the arrows in the top right and zoom in, and just from a simple prompt, it has created this great looking thumbnail. As you can see, there is a man underwater with a scary shark behind it, and it actually looks really good considering it's only one generation. Now let's say you weren't happy with how this thumbnail was generated. What I can do is click the little circle icon here which says redo, and it will regenerate the thumbnail. And there we go, it has now regenerated our prompt. And as you can see, this thumbnail does look a lot more better. He looks like he's more underwater and he's got a more of a terrified reaction. Of course, you can regenerate as much as you want until you are happy with a thumbnail that you like. So we can actually do more to our thumbnail generation. What we can do is click the edit button here and then tell Pixels what we would like to change within our thumbnail. So I'm quite happy with how this thumbnail is looking. However, I would like to add some yellow text into the thumbnail to make it look more appealing. So what I can do is click the edit button again and then type in the prompt, add yellow text saying diving, and then I can click generate. And there we go. Now it has generated our thumbnail with yellow text behind it saying diving, which in my opinion looks very, very good. Again, you don't have to have any editing knowledge at all to use Pixels. All you need to do is simply type in a couple of prompts and you can generate thumbnails that look just as good as this one. So again, starting from a simple prompt with a single generation and then doing some minor tweaks, we now have our final product which looks amazing. And of course we can do a lot more. So another example that we can choose to create a thumbnail on is the Minecraft need. As you can see, this Minecraft YouTuber named Archie has generated millions of views just from 2 videos. And if you're wondering why, well, it's the thumbnail design. As you can see in this example here, he has a character running away from a monster in a dark cave, which has generated 1.4 million views, which is totally insane. And we can recreate this all from a single prompt. So what I can do is type a prompt, for example this prompt here, which is Minecraft Steve stuck in a dark cave, holding a torch with monsters behind chasing him. I can then click on generate, and then after generation, it has now made me this thumbnail here. Now as you can see, there is a couple things that are wrong. For example, the head is looking the wrong way. So again, to simply fix this, what I can do is redo the generation, and there we go. It has now generated a way more better looking thumbnail than the original one, which looks really amazing. Again, all from one single prompt. Now there's so many different thumbnails that you can generate here on Pixels. Here's an example of a couple other thumbnails that I've managed to generate. So the prompt to thumbnail generation is a great feature to use, considering all you really need to do is type in a prompt and you can generate loads of different cool thumbnails at a click of a button. However, there is one more feature that we will be looking at which I think you would like the most, which is the recreate feature. So by simply pasting in a link from a YouTube video, you can actually recreate that thumbnail. For example, if I want to recreate a thumbnail from Mr. Beast, what I can do is go through his videos and find a thumbnail that I'd like to recreate. So I like this example here, which does have 205 million views. And then once you've clicked your video of choice, you can then simply copy the link of that video, go back to Pixels and paste in the link. And then you can choose the inspiration weight. Personally, I like to add it on high because I'd like to obviously recreate this thumbnail pretty much to a T. However, I will show you examples of the medium and low inspiration being used, and then you can click generate. And there we go. We now have our own recreated thumbnail from Mr. Beast, which is entirely ours to use. As you can see, comparing the both of them, they do look pretty much exactly the same. However, there is some minor differences between the thumbnails, of course. Of course, the main one is the face. And if you are wondering whether or not you can actually do this and use this for your own content, yes, you most definitely can. Again, there are minor adjustments and it is a different and unique thumbnail compared to Mr. Beast's thumbnail or any thumbnail you decide to recreate. If you didn't want the thumbnail to look exactly the same as someone else's, what you can do is simply lower the inspiration weight. So what I've done is generated them from high to low inspiration. First one obviously being high. The next one is the medium inspiration. As you can see, it does have similar feels to the original thumbnail. However, it does lack a lot of the colors. And then the final one is the low inspiration. So as you can see, there is a huge difference between the three thumbnails. Personally, I do like to stick to the high inspiration weight. Again, if you are trying to recreate a thumbnail, you do want it to look almost exactly the same. And again, knowing that you can use Pixels to recreate thumbnails without the fear of getting copyright striked, you can really create any thumbnails you want simply from pasting in a link. Now, another cool feature that we can look at is the face swap feature. For example, if I wanted to replace this guy's face here with my own, what I can do is click the face swap feature, and then you can upload your own face in this section here. What I've done is just got a generic photo of a male, which I'll then paste in here, and then I can click generate. And there we go, it has now used the face that we have applied and put it into that thumbnail. So the whole point of this feature is to really make it your own thumbnail by pasting in your face on the existing person within that thumbnail. And again, with this tool, you can quite literally make any thumbnail and make it your own. So if you wanted to step up your thumbnail generation and you wanted to use Pixels there, you can sign up to their plans, which gives you access to all of the features that I showcased in this video. And as a bonus, if you wanted to save 50% off your first month with any plan, you can simply type in the code KF50, then click apply. Definitely take advantage of this while it does last. So with all of that being said, hopefully you've enjoyed my video. Again, I truly believe Pixels is the best AI thumbnail maker. Considering that you don't need any knowledge with Photoshop or any editing experience at all, is definitely a good reason to at least check out Pixels. Again, you can create viral thumbnails within seconds, all from just a single prompt, which will definitely allow you to elevate your YouTube channel. If you were interested in Pixels, all of the relevant information will be provided in the description box down below. And apart from that, enjoy.